Hello, this is David Kinney, Technical Support Consultant with Prophecy International. In this video, we will be discussing the ways to install the Snare Agent license and get your agents up and reporting. The first method we will look at is using the Snare Agent Manager, also known as SAM. The SAM provides the easiest method to license your agents, as you only need to install the license on a single node, and the agents can then contact that node to pull their licenses from the SAM. So let's go ahead and get started. To begin with, we'll need to log into the SLDM portal located at customer.intersectalliance.com and enter our credentials to log into the page. You should have received these over email. Once you're in the portal here, we'll want to start by downloading the software. So we'll click on the download software link. The first thing that we need to install is the Snare Agent Manager here, which as of the time of this recording, you can see is at version 1.1.0. So let's go ahead and click on the download link there. And as you can see, it'll save out a file. I've actually already downloaded the file locally. The other thing that we will want to download for install is the Snare Enterprise Agent for Windows, which at the time of this recording is at version 5.1.0. So we can use the same method here to download that software, click on the download, and it will allow us to download. As I said, I've already installed, or I have both agents installers located locally here. So let's go ahead and get started with the Snare Agent Manager. So we'll go ahead and start the install now. This should be a very quick process. You just need to accept the terms of the EULA, pick your installation location, use the system account or credentials if you need to use a services account that's been created, and enter a password here. And click on install. So as you can see, it's a very quick install, and it uses not very much resource, so it can be installed alongside of a standard agent with no real problems, as long as the server has enough bandwidth to take the requests. They're not heavy as far as that goes. So let's go ahead and log into our SAM's web UI, which is just located at HTTPS localhost, if we're on the same machine, and we can use the port 6261 to log into the SAM. Of course, we'll get a warning from the browser saying that the connection is not completely secure here because it's a self-signed certificate, but we can bypass that and get to the agent. So let's go ahead and log in using the password that we just created. And here you'll see you get a wizard that allows you to go walk through a setup, which I would actually recommend for new users that haven't used the product yet. For me, I'm just going to go ahead and straight to the dashboard to show you what the interface looks like normally. So this is what the Snare Agent Manager interface looks like. You have various menus on the navigation pane here. What we want at this point is just to look at the licenses and look at our registered licenses. Now at this point we have none, but we can use add a new license. Before we do that though, we need to generate the license using the key IDs. So we'll click on the key IDs here, and we can capture these just by copying them. And if we go back to our license and download manager website, we can then go and look at my licenses on the left-hand navigation, or from the dashboard under the download licenses. So from here, we will want to generate a SAM license key. This will be in order for us to use the SAM and associate any other feature licenses bundles with it. So we'll go ahead and choose never expire, full license, and we'll just paste those key IDs in here. So I'll click create, and as you can see, it'll be generating here. This will take about a minute or so. So while that's going there, I'll point out that we have our feature license set here, which is for 10 enterprise agents. So we'll go ahead and paste the same key IDs there. As I mentioned, this this license will also be installed on the SAM. So once those two finish generating here, we'll upload them to the SAM, and then we'll start the install of our agent. For the moment, I'm going to pause the recording. Okay, so as you can see, the generation completed and the licenses are ready to be downloaded. We can just click on the link here to download our SAM license key and click here to download our 10 agent feature license. I've actually already done that, so they're in our local install directory here. So I'll show you how you can pull those easily into the SAM and be licensed. So here we can go ahead and click on the add a new license, and you can just drag and drop those two files into the screen. And as you can see, the SAM took the two licenses and it has the 10 enterprise agents set up for auto assign. So we're ready to go for our agent install at this point. So here, I'll go ahead and begin the agent install. As you can see, this will also be very quick. Just accept the EULA. We can do a quick install, which basically uses no or just standard settings as far as that goes, and then you can customize them afterwards. So we'll just go ahead and use that here to get up and running as fast as possible. So we'll let this installer go here for just a moment. Okay, so the installer is completed, and as you can see, it already has the tick box selected to start the web UI. So we'll go ahead and click Finish here and allow it to start up. Now, as you can see, the agents start with a warning saying that the software is currently unlicensed. That's because they haven't yet communicated with the SAM to retrieve their license from the SAM. So we can do that easily here by just going to the Access Configuration tab here on the navigation pane. And in here, you can see that the Snare Agent Manager IP address is not yet set. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in my IP address locally here. So this is my local network IP address. And if you haven't changed the port, the default port is 6262. And here is an authorization I'm sorry, authentication key. The default, since I didn't change it in the SAM, I'll just leave it the same here and we'll allow it to change. And then we'll just restart our agent. And when this agent restarts, we should then see that it's now licensed. Okay, and as you can see, we now show that the agent is registered to myself and is able to get a license. If we click on the license, you can see that it pulled the license reference that we were using here. And if we refresh the page in the SAM here, or look at the agents, we will now see that we have an agent that is fully licensed and reachable. Okay, so that is how you generate a license for just this SAM alone. I'm going to pause the video for a moment and show you how to do a standalone agent. Okay, so we're back and we're going to take a look now at how to install a standalone agent. This can be useful if you have an environment where you wouldn't have connectivity out to a centralized SAM, or maybe if you have different network segments and networks or devices that you needed to monitor that didn't have full connectivity out and couldn't actually access the SAM for their license key. In these cases, you can obtain a standalone license. We can split up a 10 agent license like this into 10 standalone agents. So I'll show you very quickly how to install the agent there. So we'd use the same installer that we got from the download software for the agent. So the Snare Enterprise agent for Windows, once again, version 5.10. We'd click on the software download link there. I've already done that. So we'll just go ahead and rerun that installer here in the background while I explain the rest here. So we'll go ahead and let that do a quick install as well. And so while that's running, I'll show that what we need to do now is to generate a license for our standalone agent. Now, of course, since this is a standalone, it would need to be generated in the same way for each individual agent that's installed. So we'll see here when this installation finishes, I'll be able to pull the key IDs from this individual agent and use those keys to generate this license key. Okay, so the installation is finished. We'll go ahead and click on the Launch Web UI. As you can see, once again, it shows that the software is currently unlicensed. So we can go ahead and click in the License tab here for the individual agent, and we'll pull its individual key ID. We'll use that back here in our License and Download Manager to generate our standalone license. So we'll click on the Enter Key IDs here. And while that's generating, I'll go ahead and pause the video. Okay, so now that our license has finished generating here, you can see that we can go ahead and click on the download link and save that file out. I've actually already saved it locally here. So as you can see, we have our standalone license here. You can tell from the reference ID, XDYCWX. So now we just need to apply that license file to our agent. So we'll just go ahead and open the license file in Notepad. As you can see, it's not really formatted very well. I don't think it has word wrap on, but as long as you just use Control A or something like that to pull the whole contents, and Control C to copy that license. So now that we have it copied, we'll go ahead and go to our agent, and we'll just paste it in here, and then click Add. And as you can see, our standalone agent is now licensed and ready to go. So there we have it. There's two ways that you can use to license your Snare Enterprise agents and Epilogue agents as well. It works for Epilogue and MS SQL as well as the WEC agent in the same way. So I hope that this video has been helpful, and we wish you well.